Hey everybody, welcome back. Review a Day, episode number 166. I'm Leland. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to be reviewing The Final Destination for you in just a second, but before I get to that, this week I saw on DVD the new mumblecore film Nights and Weekends, and this is a new mumblecore film about a guy and a girl in a long-distance relationship, and it just kind of focuses specifically on that. And I thought it was really, really terrific. I really love the genre of mumblecore. If you aren't super familiar with it, I really recommend checking out The Puffy Chair and Nights and Weekend, which I just saw, which is really, really great. I really love what mumblecore is doing. It's fiercely independent, and compared to like the really cutesy independent film stuff that I don't always love, like 500 Days of Summer, I enjoy, but it's really cutesy, or Juno, Sunshine Cleaning. I really prefer a movie like Nights and Weekends or The Puffy Chair. Wendy and Lucy is another film I really adore. Really great independent films. So check out Wendy and Lucy, Nights and Weekends, or The Puffy Chair. I think those are really great independent films. But maybe on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, I went and saw the new Final Destination film. This is the new horror film. It's in 3D. It's the fourth film in the Final Destination franchise. And like every single Final Destination film, in this movie, a group of friends go to the racetrack, like a NASCAR-style race. One of the friends has a vision where all four of them are gruesomely killed in a giant accident. However, he saves his friends and a number of people, but then death comes back for them one by one. I like the Final Destination franchise quite a bit. I think it's a lot of fun. It has a tried and true formula that they've used in every single film, and in every single film, it works. It is the fourth film and it's the same plot as every other of the movies, but it works, and I think these films give us exactly what we want out of them. This film is such a B popcorn cheeseball fest that you have to go with that, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people recently were saying that the film Orphan was kind of this fun, cheesy B movie, and I kept thinking, no, that movie was just kind of a bad movie. The Final Destination knows exactly what it is. In the opening scene when they're at the NASCAR race, one of the girls is talking to the douchebag asshole who's got like bleached tips and spiked hair and like a shitty gay tattoo on his arm. She goes, why are we here to see these? Like, this is so boring. And he goes, because, crashes happen every single time and people die. And she goes, you come here to see people die? And he's like, yeah, they're talking about us. He's clear. The director and the writers are clearly in on the joke, and everyone involved in this film is. The movie is 3D, and I really am loving this trend of kind of shitty B-horror movies getting put in 3D. My Bloody Valentine was such a by-the-numbers 3D horror film, but it was a lot of fun, it was violent, and it was in 3D, and I think this movie, The Final Destination, very violent, and it's in 3D, and that is a lot of fun. I often say, oh, wait for video, this is a fine movie. Even movies I like more than this, I sometimes say, wait for video, because it doesn't really matter. But I would say, if you're gonna see The Final Destination, if you have any desire to see this movie, get your ass in the theater to see it. Because the experience of being in the theater and seeing it in 3D will not be recreated at home. This film isn't gonna play anywhere as well as it does on the big screen with 3D glasses, with all the noise. Drag Me to Hell, a horror movie I really enjoyed earlier in the summer. Not very many people saw it, and I'm sad because the movie's great and I think will play great on DVD, but I think especially horror films a lot of the time, even bad ones, really demand to be seen on the big screen. So I would recommend seeing this movie on the big screen if you have any desire to see it. The movie's violent as crap, it's gory. I do wish that the gore wasn't so much CG effects. The gore looks great, it's in 3D, and I think that's the reason it is CG, because then they can render it for 3D. But I do really dig the prosthetic gore like you had in the Grindhouse films or in Tokyo Gore Police. I really wish a lot of American horror would kind of go back for this, especially a film like The Final Destination, which has over-the-top gore. I mean, I believe, if I interpreted the scene correctly, one of the characters gets like his intestines and spinal cord ripped out from the suction of a draining pool. I mean, the movie's ridiculous. The main character has a super hot Evan Rachel Wood lookalike girlfriend who only wears like the tightest boy shorts around the house. I enjoy it. I love camp. I love cheese, and I think that The Final Destination sits so firmly in its genre and attempts to be nothing else at all that I really have a lot of respect for those types of films. Not a lot, but a good amount. I give The Final Destination a 3 out of 5. Like I'm saying, if you have any interest in seeing this film, see it in theaters. Don't wait for DVD. If you guys like this review, make sure to head over to dampercast.com or nitpicket.com to check out the podcasts I do. I'd really appreciate it. See you guys next time.